Ever feel like your sonic palette needs a serious injection of the unexpected? Like, you want sounds that are both unsettling and beautiful?
Yeah, familiar but also kind of alien, right?
Exactly. Well, listen up, because right now at Audio Plugin Deals, there's a chance to grab a truly massive sound design toolkit.
Uh-huh. The Rusted Signal Bundle from Ocean Swift Synthesis.
And this is the key thing. It's at the lowest price it has ever been offered.
Absolutely. We're talking, what, normally $315?
Right.
And it's currently just $49.99. That's an 84% saving. It's pretty astonishing.
Seriously. If you've even glanced at this before, now is definitely the time.
No kidding.
So what's the deal? What makes this bundle such a steal? Well, at its core, you get Ocean Swift's fantastic Dystopia Diary instrument for Kontakt.
Which is great on its own.
Totally. But that's just the start. They've also packed in a whopping 20 curated sample packs.
20, wow.
Yeah, think of it like instant access to this whole universe of sounds. Perfect for, cinematic depth, ambient stuff, experimental work.
All that good stuff. So our goal today is really just to explore what's in this bundle.
Right.
And how you can use it.
Exactly. Let's dive in.
Okay, so Dystopia Diary, that's the centerpiece. Ocean Swift calls it a cinematic, atmospheric, sonic playground for Kontakt.
Which sounds about right, actually.
It really fits. It's incredibly versatile. You get everything from, like, eerie shortwave radio crackles
Ooh, nice.
to these haunting synthesized atmospheres, industrial grit, even military signals. It's quite a range.
What I find really cool is its structure. It's built around 6 customizable sound layers.
Right, the layering is key.
Yeah, imagine blending, like, a creepy drone with some distant radio chatter and maybe a bit of glitchy static.
You can build serious tension that way.
Or total chaos.
Yeah.
Or even just these really beautiful, evolving, textured ambiences. It's like having a mini sound design lab.
And it's important to know, Dystopia Diary isn't just playing back samples. It's also a massive sample library itself. Over 1,900 samples.
Wow.
And they're non-encoded.
Okay, what does non-encoded mean in practice here?
It means you're not locked into Kontakt's format. You get the raw audio files. You can literally drag and drop them into any other sampler or, straight into your DAW timeline. Super flexible.
That is flexible. And you can even drag your own audio into those 6 layers inside Dystopia Diary.
Yep. So you can instantly start mangling your own sounds within its engine.
That's fantastic for creativity. Plus, it's got built-in filters and effects, right?
Oh, yeah. Powerful section for that. And hundreds of snapshots and presets included, so you can get going fast if you need inspiration.
Good for quick starts. What about compatibility? Kontakt Player.
Yep, works perfectly with the free Kontakt Player. You don't need the full version.
Nice.
And if you've got a native Instruments Control MK3 keyboard, the integration is, seamless. It's fully optimized for NKS2. Meaning basically every single parameter is mapped out automatically. You get really deep hands-on control in real time. It makes a huge difference to the workflow.
Okay, so Dystopia Diary is this powerhouse engine. But then you get those 20 extra sample packs. That's the other huge part of this deal.
Absolutely. And they're not just random packs. They're designed specifically to integrate smoothly into Dystopia Diary's layering system.
Ah, okay, so they complement the main instrument.
Exactly. Think of them as, thematic expansions. They bring in unique voices, transmissions, glitches, textures, atmospheres, all blurring that line between old analog recordings and some kind of synthetic future sound.
And they're easy to use, like looping and stuff.
Yeah, many are designed to loop seamlessly or fade out naturally. Makes them really easy to drop into a layer.
Okay, let's get specific. Give us some examples of these packs. You mentioned radio sounds.
Right, there's a Radiophonica series. Inside that, you've got things like complexers, which is corrupted radio transmissions processed into these shifting kind of ghostly ambiences.
Ooh, unsettling.
Definitely. Then there's air traffic control, actual pilot-to-tower comms.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. And Faxi Local, which is real-world radio, grabbed from a local SDR setup. Even ham contacts with real ham radio chatter.
That authenticity is wild. Using real air traffic control chatter, that adds a weird layer of realism, or maybe paranoia.
Precisely. It gives the sounds a history, a context. It's not just generic static.
Then there's the Scanner Simply series. What's that about?
That's 4 volumes of genuine emergency radio. Police, fire, EMS, even rail chatter, very real-world stuff.
So you could layer in like a burst of police radio into something abstract.
Exactly. It can ground your sound design in a really interesting way, add that verisimilitude.
Okay, and then things get even stranger with the AI Echoes series.
This is where it gets really mind-bending, yeah.
Yeah.
These are speculative AI-generated voice recordings.
And AI voices exploring what?
Themes like, the post-human era, synthetic consciousness, ancient legends, sacred texts, titles like Voices of the Future, Unknown, Forgotten Tongues.
Wow, that sounds incredibly evocative, kind of uncanny.
Totally uncanny. Imagine using those, maybe heavily processed, for the voice of some ancient AI in a sci-fi piece, or just whispers of synthetic thought. Loads of potential for unique, unsettling sounds there.
The range is just huge. But it doesn't stop there, right? There are others.
Yeah, quite a few more. Ghosted Grain Dreams has these eerie drones from field recordings. Assorted Life is more avant-garde field recordings. Then Glitch Sessions, over 490 glitch loops and drum sounds.
Okay, useful.
And even Baby Maya in Lo-Fi, which is these kind of lo-fi, slightly creepy baby vocals.
Baby vocals. Okay, that's unexpected. It really is a diverse collection.
It's a real treasure trove. And again, super important while they work perfectly in Dystopia Diary.
You can use them anywhere else, too.
Exactly. Every single sample can be pulled out and used in your DAW, in another sample, whatever you like. That massively increases the value.
That's a key point. They also mentioned the Spectral Oscillators toolkit as a good add-on, just briefly.
Yeah, they give it a nod. It's hundreds of seamless looping oscillators from different synthesis types. And again, widely compatible Ableton, Logic, Kontakt, Eurorack modules, hardware synths like the Waldorf Blofeld. It just expands the sound design potential even further if you want to go there.
Got it. So putting it all together, this Rested Signal bundle seems like a monster toolkit for, well, for what kind of stuff mainly?
I mean, crafting vast atmospheres, definitely. Exploring those fractured, maybe dystopian sonic futures. Cinematic sound design is a huge one.
Ambient storytelling, experimental composition.
All of the above. Building rich, immersive worlds, creating tension, chaos, moments of weird beauty. It really feels like a soundtrack to dystopia kit, but flexible enough for much more.
You could probably score a whole indie film or design sounds for a game just with this bundle.
I think you absolutely could. It gives you such a wide, emotional, and atmospheric palette to draw from.
Okay, so let's wrap this up with the bottom line. The Rested Signal bundle, normally $315.
Right now at Audio Plugin Deals, it's $49.99.
That's 84% off. And it's a limited time thing. Their site says it ends in about 13 days from when we're talking.
So not long to grab it.
Yeah.
And again, this is the lowest price we've ever seen for this collection. It's an exceptional deal.
It really is. So this really brings up a question for you, the listener. With all these diverse sounds, corrupted radio, AI voices, glitches, field recordings, how could you see yourself using them?
Yeah. How could you integrate these into your own music or sound design, whether you're a pro or just starting out? It's just a massive injection of creative fuel.
Definitely something to think about. And maybe one final thought to leave you with.
Go on.
Considering that mix of organic, real-world sounds and the purely synthetic or AI-generated stuff in this bundle, what kind of new sonic territories could you discover by layering those contrasting elements together?
Ooh, that's a good one. What happens when you smash those different worlds together? What unexpected moods or textures emerge?
Exactly. Something to ponder. It's a fascinating collection.